Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson. I am your host for Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective. This is episode number 15, and I have another great episode for you guys. Two great guests, real estate agent and a vendor. But I always like to start off my podcast by thanking my support, who we all know is Jennifer Smitis, the area vice president, Caitlin Kornick, Devin, and Santana from Richmond. Great escrow officers, plus assistants and support staff. So if you guys need title and you're not using Sugarland or Richmond Stewart Title, shame on you. Also, if you are a vendor or a real estate agent in the area and you'd like to be on the podcast, please reach out to me, 832-654-0527 or kevin.davidson@stewart.com. Love to put you on the calendar. Won't be till next year. That's how booked up I am. But I will put you on the calendar. Plus, Kimmie here has got to come twice before you guys get on. So in saying that, let's get the party started. This is Kevin's Corner, and it's episode number 15. And this smiley young lady sitting next to me is Kimmie Gillespie.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
So Kimmie is a real estate agent. She has a couple other talents, and we'll get to those in a minute. But tell them from a real estate perspective what you do.
I am a residential realtor. I am with Only One Realty Group. They're based out in Dallas, but we now have a Houston office here, so we are growing our office. I just got promoted to now being the Houston mentor.
I heard about that.
So anybody that comes onto the brokerage and gets a part of the mentorship program, they get under my wing.
Yes.
And I get to use my old teaching skills. I used to be a teacher back in the day.
There's been a lot of real estate agents be teachers.
They would make phenomenal realtors.
Yes,
as teachers. We're used to herding cats.
And Only One Realty is a young and upcoming brokerage, not only in Houston but in the Dallas area as well. I've actually had dinner with Devin and his wife. Fiance. Yeah. Okay. His wife. And a couple of times actually, I think. And Devin's going to be on the podcast.
Nice. Okay.
So, I'm familiar with Only One Realty, and they're growing like a weed. So if you guys are looking for an alternative brokerage that has got a lot of positive things for you guys, but won't hold you back, I recommend Only One Realty and talk to Kimmie. So, Kimmie, tell everybody what you're a real estate agent. What kind of real estate do you do?
I do residential. I mainly work with first-time home buyers. That's where my heart is.
Really?
Yes.
That's why I don't see a lot of contracts.
I know.
Did you see that? She goes, what? Hey, no, I know.
I know. Man, I would love to have more listings, for sure. But so starting out, so I've been a realtor for a little over 2 years now. So when you start out, you really work with your personal network first as you grow your business. And so a lot of my network is first-time home buyers, and they're currently renting, and I help them get the keys to their first house. So also what happened 2 years ago is everyone that got a loan at that time, and maybe 2 years have passed, and they might be thinking, statistically speaking, they might be thinking of getting a new house at this point. They're staying put.
Just after 2 years?
Yeah, like 2 to 5 years is the time frame of when typically you would move out. Maybe you have a baby or you need more space or whatever might happen. That's how your growth continues as a realtor when you first start out your business working with your own network. So sorry, I don't have a lot of listings to bring you, but they're just holding tight to the houses that they purchased with their 2.75 interest rate.
Right. And sooner or later, they're going to sell the house, and then you'll have a listing. It was a joke.
It'll come. It'll come.
No, you actually have closed here once or twice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Devony, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I got pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then also not to make this about her, but Rachel Sotomayor's closed here, and so she's going to be on the podcast too. She just didn't know when. She's actually I asked her, and you know what she said? I want to wait and see Kimmie's first. I'm like, really?
Gotta set the bar high.
Are you a little scared? She goes, yeah. Okay. So, what area of town do you like to work?
I've been doing a lot of business on the northwest side of Houston. So I actually live in Highland Heights. It's just outside of Oak Forest, just under Acres Homes. So I've been doing a lot of business in Acres Homes and then trickling into Spring Branch and then Katy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was in Spring Branch a long time ago.
I love Spring Branch.
So when you you help first-time home buyers get their keys, what does that mean? Does somebody come to you and say, hey, I'd like to purchase a home, and maybe they're not ready because of credit or money or whatever? You help them learn how to get to that point? Is that what you mean?
Yes, sometimes it's a long process where my first touch point with them is usually through how they see me on social media. And they see that I do a lot of education just of the real estate market with lending and just all things real estate. So they'll start to follow me along, and I can tell who's being engaging with my posts and who might be close to the point of they're either heavily thinking about buying or they're wanting to do it soon. And so usually I'll just reach out to them because it's somebody I know. So I'll reach out to them personally, just have a conversation with them and just see what's going on. And it just naturally comes up that they're like, hey, I see what you've been doing on social, and I would love to be a homeowner. I just don't know where I should really start. And so usually it's a financial conversation at first of like, do you have savings? What are your expectations of what you would like your monthly mortgage to be? And we kind of work backwards from there. And then I set them up with some of my preferred lenders to have further conversation.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that I'd like to have a 1,700 or 2,000 square foot house and pay about $900 a month. And you go, okay, let's go ahead and start over.
Yeah.
Because it's not like that right now.
No.
So what is your advice for anybody that is capable of purchasing right now but not pulling the trigger because of the interest rates?
So the first question would be why? Why do you want to move, or why do you want to own a home? And if the reason is you would like to own an asset, you no longer want to keep putting money into rent every month, then the answer is yes, you do want to buy. So now we just have to go over the hurdle of the interest rates, which statistically they aren't bad at all.
When I bought
and
my
everybody has their mind focused on our unicorn years of 2019 to 2021 of just low interest rates. And so now everybody's comparing it to that. And they're like, oh, now the interest rates are so high, it'd be silly to own a home. The one term I normally hear is, I don't want to be house poor. Now, this is a rational fear because you don't want to put all your money into something and then you're broke and you have to just sit at your own house and do nothing.
Right.
But if your goal...
You can be in an apartment right now and have the same feeling.
That's true. That's really true. So... if the goal is you want to own an asset, then now let's get you on the path to getting there. So I always say you want to have not only enough money for your down payment, but also your closing costs. So down payments for first-time home buyers, 3 to 5%. And then closing costs, we just average have another $10,000 ready to go.
Depends on the price of that.
Yeah. And then if maybe they have those savings, but their debt to income ratio is a little wonky, we got to work on getting those credit cards down, because that's another big important thing a lender will look at is the debt to income ratio. So have the money saved, work on knocking down debt. But as you're talking to a lender, they also have so many products available based on their background and what they need that they might be closer to home ownership than they think they are.
It all depends on what they can manage in their finances. So you mentioned social media, and that's how you get a lot of your leads right now. Exactly what do you do on social media? What platforms do you use?
So I have Instagram, Facebook, a personal Facebook, a Facebook page. I have TikTok. I now have Google My Business that finally got up and going. I had a long fight with Google.
Oh my God.
I
had to tell her that like 100 times.
Well, it's just annoying because also in my past life, I was an SEO specialist and I've had like 30 plus accounts be verified through my work with Google. And I'm like, how is it that now my profile is not getting verified? Anyways,
no, I get it.
Figured it out. So Google My Business. I have a YouTube. I have not started making
So how How are you doing informational posts but not putting them on YouTube? Are you not doing videos?
I'm doing videos through Instagram Reels and TikTok.
No. You need to do your own videos from a camera from your phone so you can post those to YouTube and then use the link everywhere.
You're right. I'm not arguing with you. I told myself I need to have like 2 cameras set up. I need to have like a nice horizontal camera while I'm doing a reel or a TikTok on my vertical phone. That way I already have both recording at the same time and I can just double dip. Now I'm having to do a lot of like reinventing the wheel of taking the content I already have and then repurposing it to fit on different platforms.
But at least you're doing the activity. You're doing the video. You're doing things like that. So, because if a real estate agent comes to me and says, Kevin, I heard you can help me with growing my business through marketing, the number one question I ask them is, what is the number one way to market anything today? And the answer is video. So, and that's usually when half the agents look at me with that look on their face like, I can't do that. Well, you need to learn because you can literally go to the YouTube and look up how to watch paint dry on a wall. And some boring, lonely person created a video about how to watch paint dry on a wall. My point is everything you need to know about anything is on YouTube, just like it is on Google or Yahoo or Bing. So, and if the video is on YouTube, then who can see it? The entire world. If it's only on your social media or on your computer, who can see it? Only the people that you let see it, your friends and stuff. So you got to have a YouTube channel so you can make yourself available to the entire world. That doesn't mean that people can't Google and find you, but if you have a YouTube channel and they look up real estate instead of Kimmie Gillespie, they might actually find you faster because it's available to everybody. So, but I commend you for doing what you're doing and using it to grow your business, and it seems to be working.
Thank you. YouTube is next. I'll let you know as soon as my first video drops.
We need 6 months later, Kevin, guess what? We need to get together so we can start getting you to learn how to do some other things.
Okay.
So, but I also wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Kimmie is a very, 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 very talented person. She does something that I didn't know she did. She never talked about until I saw a Facebook post, and I went, "Is this really you?" Oh yeah, that's me. Do that on the side. Tell everybody what that is.
So I have an art business called Kimmie Designs, and I do murals. So residential and commercial spaces, usually indoors. I've done 1 outdoor mural now. No, I lied, 2 now. But I love it. It's my creative outlet. I get to take an entire wall as a blank canvas and just get to create. And I love working with all the different clients because they have completely different visions. So it's always something different. My favorites have been for children's rooms and nurseries. Those are always very sweet and whimsical and like a children's book type design. And then commercial, some things are very like cut and dry, like just a logo on the wall. But still.
So how if you're doing a mural, not just a logo, but if you're doing a mural, let's say on a kid's bedroom wall, how long does something like that take?
On average 12 hours.
Really? Do you do it all in one sitting, or do you do it in 2 or 3 days?
2 to 3 days. I've done 1 in one sitting. That was 7 hours of just painting straight. And you know what's really weird? I do not listen to music when I'm painting. I just paint in silence.
Your mind's clear.
Because in real estate, I'm always having to talk and handle clients and all of their needs. I'm always on the phone. Or on even text message, just always having to communicate. When I'm painting, it's just me and the wall.
It's just you and the wall. No, and that's, hey, whatever makes you happy. I wish I could draw stick people as well as you can paint a mural. So if you haven't seen some of her things, her art and the things she's done, go to her Facebook page and look, because you put some of it on there.
Yes. It's mostly on Instagram, kimmie.designs.
Okay. It's just, it's one of those things that when I saw it, I was like, damn, she's pretty good. So it's not it's not like when she gets done that you're going to look at it and go, God, that could have been a little bit prettier. This could have been. When she's done, you're like, damn, that's amazing. It's beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
she does a great job. I wish I had something to hire you for myself, but I can't really paint the Stewart Title walls. I'll get in trouble.
I was just going to ask, does Stewart Title need a mural in their office?
I know. No, we need a mural on the side of the building. So,
Working on that.
Is your contact information for your mural business and your real estate business different?
Yes.
So why don't you tell everybody first how to get a hold of you for any art needs, and then we'll end it with real estate since this is a real estate podcast. So tell everybody how to get a hold of you if they're interested in you painting a mural or something for them.
So you can email me at sales@kimmiedesigns.com. Phone number is the same, 832-787-2291. You can also check out my Instagram, kimmie.designs, and go directly to my website, kimmiedesigns.com.
Awesome. And then if you would like to talk to Kimmie about any real estate needs, how can they get a hold of you?
You can send me a text or call me, 832-787-2291. Shoot me an email at kimmie@onlyonerealtygroup.com, 1 being the number 1.
You do realize I don't have all that kind of time to edit, but that's okay. I'll get it.
It's like 3 seconds. It's just a click, click, split, done.
She's got it all worked out. That's amazing. I love people with a personality. It's people to dry, people just, boring. Not her. No. So tell everybody before we wrap this up one thing about you, whether it's real estate, painting, or anything that you want everybody to know.
The first thing that comes to mind is what my mom always said about me. She says that I've never met a stranger. So I am easily able to connect with all kinds of people, no matter their background, where they are in life, where they're going in life. I will find a common ground, and I'll work with whatever your needs are, real estate or art.
That's important, people. So this is Kimmie Gillespie. Give me your phone number one more time.
832-787-2291.
Awesome. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come right back with Gregory Gray. Hey, everybody. This is Kevin, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. And we're back with the second segment of episode number 15. And today, this wonderful gentleman sitting next to me, most of you people already probably know this guy. He's famous. He's worldwide famous. Everybody knows this guy. This is Gregory Gray from the Loan Signing Agency. Hi.
Hey, how are y'all?
So Gregory is actually the loan signing company that we use here at Stewart Title, Sugarland, but you also service almost everybody, right? I mean, I see you on social media every day. By the way, thanks for the. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah, go ahead. So tell everybody what you do.
Yeah, we provide notaries and mobile closers for title companies. We do a lot of work for Stewart Title. Many of the offices, Clear Lake, Sugarland, Richmond, Castroville.
What is that?
That's right outside of San Antonio, just west of San Antonio on I-10.
I'll put that on my bucket list.
There you go. You
I've
need
never
to put
heard
it
of that one before.
Yeah, no, great people out there.
I'm sure they are.
Tanya's amazing.
I just never heard of that before.
Yep.
But you don't just work with Stewart. You work with pretty much any title company that needs your services.
Pretty much any title company, from the small ones in the small towns all the way up to the big ones like Stewart Title. That's been around for 130 years.
Happy birthday to us in October.
So,
tell everybody what the loan signing agency is. And when you come to my office because we need your services, what is that? What do you do?
Okay, so if I'm going to be doing, or one of my notaries are going to be doing a signing in the office, it's because the escrow officer is needing some extra help, and so we're going to come in and take the closing aspect for the escrow officer. So we're going to walk the signers through the paperwork just like the closer would, just like the escrow officer would.
So why does an escrow officer need you? Isn't that what escrow officers already do?
Yes, it is what they do. But sometimes the really good ones, like here in this office, they get really busy. And so when there's...
So you kind of like assist us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're you're falling. We come in and pick up the overflow.
So if we're busy and two contracts wanted to close on the same day at the same time, we could still do it. We just call you in.
Exactly.
And then, if I'm correct, you also do what we call mobile closings?
We do mobile closings. So like I did one yesterday, a young lady couldn't get off work. So we went to her employment, and during her lunch hour, we closed her house.
Oh, wow. So how long does it usually take for when you or your people come somewhere or go somewhere and close for somebody? What's the process like?
Well, it depends on the kind of transaction, whether it's a seller or a buyer, but it's very much like it is in the office. The same things happen. We're going to check their identification. We're going to go over the paperwork. So for a seller, 15 to 30 minutes. For a buyer, it could be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on, if they're new, first-time home buyer, we go through more detail because they have no idea what they're doing. And so we make sure they understand before they leave what they've done. And
yeah, because I've bought a house or two before, and those documents are this thick.
Exactly.
So there's so much that you're signing. You just so I actually saw you in. I think I've seen pictures of you in Tyler before, Texas.
Lufkin.
Lufkin.
It was in Lufkin, right.
So are you licensed in Texas, or is this a United States thing?
Well, for me to do my notary, I'm commissioned in the state of Texas, so I can go anywhere in the geographical state of Texas, and I can notarize. Okay, but I have notaries all across the country. We've done signings in 40 states, and we work off of a database of about 40 to 50,000.
So you could leave today right now and drive down to Brownsville and close something.
Absolutely.
El Paso.
I could.
Amarillo.
I could.
And everywhere in between.
Everywhere in between.
So do these notaries do they work directly for you, or are they just part of your network?
They're part of my network.
Okay.
We've gone through the process of vetting. They have to be credentialed with the National Notary Association. They have to carry errors and omissions. They have to be certified to be a loan signer. And then they have to go through an interview process, which is one of the things that makes our service a little bit different, is we actually personally interview each and every notary before they're ever
Who
given
interviews them?
I do most of them, yeah.
So is the loan signing agency your company?
My company.
You own it. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. How did you come up with this idea of how to do this?
That's a great question. I wanted to get into real estate, and I'm not nearly as good as Kimmie about being a real estate agent.
Or as patient, probably.
Probably not. No. But I did really want to be in on real estate transactions, and I heard a podcast, kind of like this one right here, and the gentleman was discussing his course on becoming a loan signing agent. And I went, I've already done that before, because I worked for a home builder 20 plus years ago doing closings. And that was the genesis of the concept. Now, once I got trained and got into the system, I realized that when I closed on my house in 2009, I used a mobile notary and just didn't know it. And looking back on my experience, when I walked out of there, I had no idea what we were doing or what I had done. Other than I knew at some point I was going to get a set of keys. That was pretty much all I knew. I realized I wanted to take that to the next level. So that's why So
how did you do that? I mean, how did you amass this network of notaries across the country, and where'd the idea come from?
Well, the idea came from the fact that I've built businesses in the past. I knew what it took to build a business, and I found a platform that would handle the administrative side of finding the notaries and doing that, and they provide the database, and that's where I start with the raw recruits, and then I go through the process of vetting them, making sure they have all their credentials. We have that interview, and then at that point I can decide whether or not we want them in our network. Then when we get orders in that area, we go through the process with them. They can call us pretty much, well, not quite 24/7, but at least 18 to 20 hours a day they have access to somebody.
And so if someone on your network is in, let's say, Tallahassee, Florida, how do the title companies in Tallahassee, Florida know that your services are available to them? Because you're not in Florida, you're in Texas.
I'm in Texas. Well, social media is really a big reason they find us. I've developed a following on the west coast of Florida, actually around Melbourne.
Really?
To the point that the Chamber of Commerce asked me to join the chamber.
Nice. Did you?
Not yet.
Do it.
Oh, I intend to.
I just went through the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce Leadership Program, and
yeah,
man, it was cool, but it was tiring.
Yeah, I would definitely want to be a part of it because, once again, another place where we're a little bit different. We're involved at the local level with the branches. It's not just, okay, give us your orders. We actually get involved. We help with sponsoring events. We get involved in their marketing. We share and post all of their posts, and which is how Melbourne found us.
Yeah, and he's telling you the truth, guys, because you are a supporter of my events.
Absolutely.
And the contest is between you and Tam Tran from Taylor Global, but either you or her, I make a post, one of you two's already shared it.
Yes.
Within 30 seconds, it's been on there.
Yes.
I just, it was just, you share everything. So
absolutely.
I appreciate that. Thank you, because it helps me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you get involved in my events. You sponsor some of my events, and you get involved. But you also go basically door to door too. You just go to title companies and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. I go and introduce myself, build relationships, because real estate is a team sport, and it is a relationship business. And so my number one goal is to build as many relationships as possible. And for those that I can help, that's great. And if I can't help them, then it's no problem.
I've long said that people in this business do business with people that they know, like, and trust.
Yes.
And if they don't see you, Kimmie, they can't know, like, and trust you. So that's why you should do video. We're going to tie her into the whole show.
The whole show. She's getting the whole show. That's
exactly.
Awesome.
So how do you is there anything else that you do besides social media and basically door knocking to build your business and create relationships, marketing wise?
Marketing wise, that's probably the biggest part of it. We also focus in on the training and mentoring of the notaries, which gets us a little bit of play. People find out about us because of that. But most of it is social media and just being involved at the grassroots.
Do you do informational marketing about yourself to let everybody know that you're out there and that you're the expert?
I do some email marketing.
Okay.
And I follow up with title companies that I've visited. Sometimes I'll send them emails before I go to visit to kind of soften the blow. But
he's coming.
Here I come. Definitely.
Wow.
Well, you have to go door to door to take over the world. So
there are plenty of title companies just in the city of Houston.
Just in the city of Houston.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Stewart Title's got 17 or 18 offices, just ourselves.
Right.
And then you throw in all of our competitors, and
it's a lot.
They're everywhere. So
it's a lot.
What is your plan for your company going forward? Do you have is there anything on the horizon that you might be going to be doing differently or adding or changing or?
My biggest focus right now is to expand our clientele outside of the state of Texas. Right now, all of our title companies are here. We do a lot of signings outside of the state because that's where the signers are. But I'm actively going after and to expand in Florida because it's one of the busiest states right now. And there are a couple of others that I've had some success with that I plan to build. But that and creating a better training network for notaries. Those are my biggest pushes right now.
The other thing that and I think we started to do this, but create some classes for what you do.
It's so funny you said that. I was thinking about a first-time homebuyers class on my way over here today.
Yeah. But in addition to that, a class that's maybe an hour long about what you do.
Yeah.
For real estate agents.
Yes.
Because not all of them are familiar with what you do.
That's true. A lot of them are not familiar completely with the closing process and what's going to happen. And I know that's what we were working on, and I've got to get back to that project to get that finalized. But
I'm glad you brought that up.
yeah, I know. I have not
I
forgotten.
pulled out the presentation the other day, and there was like 2 inches thick dust.
Yeah.
What's going on, guy?
It's on my it's on my desktop. I won't let myself forget
It's still
about
there?
it.
Yeah.
And every time I see you, of course.
And we need to do that.
Yeah, we definitely do, because there's a real need, because I see that from the signers when they walk in and they're unprepared, and it's because they're
So there's a lot of agents like Kimmie and other ones that ask me all the time, you know, you teach all these marketing classes and they're great and they're helping us. Thank you very much. But how come you don't teach a title class?
right.
Well, because I don't know anything about title. I work for Stewart Title, but I don't know anything about title.
Sure.
I'm a business development guy, and love Caitlin, love Devaney, love Wendy. They're not going to teach a Title 101 class. They're not going to stand up in front of a crowd of agents for 2 hours and talk about it. So, but you would.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
In
So
a heartbeat. So we really need to get that finished.
we need to finish that.
Okay.
Yes. So we'll make a goal before this year is out. Let's get that done.
And nothing against Caitlin and Devaney and Wendy. They're awesome
no.
escrow officers.
Oh my gosh.
They're just not public speakers.
So much of what I've learned in title, I've learned from Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
She's an amazing teacher.
She's got
at the ground level.
Since I've been here for over a year and a half, there's never been a question that I've asked her that she did not know the answer to.
Exactly.
And I ask a lot of questions because, again, I don't know anything about title.
Right. Absolutely.
So why don't you tell everybody, for the agents out there and for any title companies that might see this podcast, how they get a hold of you?
All right. You can reach me just about any way you can reach someone. You can reach us by text or by calling 346-291-7467. That's 346-291-7467. You can send me an email directly, greg@theloanssigningagency.com.
Awesome. And you mentioned social media, so tell everybody what social media platforms you have.
I'm on Twitter. Most of what we do is on Facebook. We do, as you know, I do a lot on Facebook personally, professionally. Everything on my personal page is just about as professional, but I also have a number of pages for our company in the various areas that we already have a significant business in.
And do you have Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok or anything like that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me either. Well, I have
Google.
Instagram.
I have Google My Business because
Good.
because of your Google My Business class.
And there you go.
Yeah. Like Kimmie, I had to fight to get it, but I got it done.
Almost. Well, to me, Google, and nothing against Google if you're listening, but Google's like attorneys and dentists.
Right.
We don't like them, but we have to use them.
We have to use them.
It's
right.
part of life. So, do you have a website?
I do.
Go ahead.
theloanssigningagency.com.
Awesome. And I ask Kimmie this question. I ask everybody this question on my podcast. If there's one thing that you wanted anybody listening to this podcast to know about Gregory Gray or the Loan Signing Agency, what would you like that to be?
The Loan Signing Agency is the key to a positive signing experience. That is our focus and our mission. Awesome.
Tell everybody your phone numbers one more time.
346-291-7467.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank Greg Gray from the Loan Signing Agency for being on the podcast, Kimmie Gillespie with Only One Realty. This is episode number 15. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I always have to thank my support, which is Jennifer Smitis, the Area Vice President, Caitlin Kornick, Devaney Devin, and Wendy Santana from the Richmond office. You guys need title. You really should be using Stewart Title for a number of reasons, but that's a different podcast. If you would like to be on the podcast and you're in the Fort Bend County area and you're a vendor that wants to work with agents around here, or you're an agent and you're looking for another way to market your business, I'd love to have you on the podcast. Give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. So you guys have a great rest of the week, a great weekend. This is episode number 15. Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective. See you next week. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.